before we get into this, let me just say, a bleeding heart is needed for the middle class right now. I love the middle class, the backbone of America, the grit, the steel, the lifeline, hardworking families, children. The people that truly make America run is being howled out by design. Such a shame. So on that note, let's get into this. How is the state of California going to help the middle class? They're going to give you a middle-class tax refund, ladies and gentlemen. Eligible California residents can expect to receive their middle-class tax refund one-time payment between October 2022 and January 2023. You are eligible if you, number one, filed your 2020 tax return by October 15th, 2021. Number two, if you meet the California adjusted gross incomes, the CAAGI limits. Number three, we're not eligible to be claimed as a dependent in the 2020 tax year. And number four, we're a California resident for 6 months or more of the 2020 tax year. And number five, are a California resident on the date the payment is issued. So if you're eligible and received your 2020 tax refund through direct deposit, you can expect your payment the same way. For those who didn't have direct deposit set up, you'll be receiving your payment on a debit card. So to determine your eligibility to receive your payment, you must have filed a complete, this is important, a complete 2020 tax return by October 15, 2021. However, if you applied for an individual taxpayer identification number, so the ITIN, but did not receive it by October 15, 2021, you must have filed your complete 2020 tax return on or before February 15, 2022, not 2021, 2022. So you got a little time. So when you'll receive your payment, the direct deposit, the MCTH payments for Californians who receive the Golden State Stimulus, that's the GSS 1 and 2, are expected to be issued to bank accounts from October 7th, 2022 through October 25th, 2022, with the remaining direct deposits occurring between October 28th, 2022 and November 14th, 2022. So they expect, they're right down to the number, 91% of direct deposits will be issued in roughly October 2022. And the MCTH debit cards are expected to be mailed between October 25th, 2022 and December 10th, 2022 for Californians who received the GSS 1 and 2, with the remaining MCTH debit cards mailed, if there's some remaining, by January 15th, 16th, they said 2023. So they expect roughly 95%, they're on top of all MCTH payments, direct deposit, and debit cards combined to be issued by, end of this year. Those midterms are coming up. Get that stuff out in October. So you will receive your payment by mail in the form of a debit card if you, number one, filed a paper return. Number two, received your refund by check. Number three, had a balance due. Number four, received your Golden State Stimulus payment by check. Number five, received your tax refund by check regardless of the filing method. And, if you received your 2020 tax refund by direct deposit, have since changed your banking institution or bank account number. So then you're not going to get it the direct deposit way. And if you received an advance payment from your tax service provider or paid your tax, fees using your tax refund. So when were you going to receive this? Take a look at these charts. So so if you're married and RDP filing jointly, that's number one. This chart, head of household or qualifying widow. And then number three, single or married RDP filing separately. So for your California, you can go to line 17 of your 2020 Form 540 and line 16 of your 2020 Form 542EZ to get a better understanding of what your payment is. So recapping it, it's a one-time payment, ladies and gentlemen, and we're not talking $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. We're talking, $1,000 or less. In some cases, a little more. So, That's really not seeing the forest through the trees. That's thinking big picture. Why don't you lower the property taxes in the state of California, Gavin Newsom? Why don't you open up the state of California to small businesses and drive some revenue in here? That would help more than giving middle class people a measly $1,000 that I'll spend in 2 minutes. It's unbelievable. So I like the thought process, but the execution's terrible. A one-time payment of $1,000, even the stimulus checks. We all know the 6-7 trillion that was printed went to corporations, and a lot of that money was stolen. It didn't get into the hands of people, and giving people $1,000 doesn't do anything. So, state of California, middle-class tax refund. Be on the lookout for that. I'll leave some stuff in the links for you. I think anything helps right now. We have a bear stock market. What else we got? We're in a recession. Inflation is an all-time high, higher than 41 years ever. I could go on and on and on. So anything is going to help families that are struggling right now. I have a tremendous heart for the middle class. It's so important and what makes this country unique. And I know the end game and what the thought process is of people on one side. I don't believe in that end game. We need to take care of our people. We have 10 more million people in poverty due to COVID. A new bill is in the Senate to send more money to Ukraine. We're $31 trillion in debt. Ukraine is the most corrupt country in the Middle East, so a lot of that money is getting taken. It's getting sifted out the back door. That's 100% fact. Is it really going to help those people? Or is it going in the back pockets of Zelensky and power brokers and lobbyists? So we're sending more money to Ukraine, and people can't feed their families in the United States. Take care.